Su Kai, CEO of Su Global Shipping, stood atop his skyscraper, a king overlooking his domain. Beside him, his best friend and rival, Lee Howren, gripped a champagne flute, his knuckles white. "Another new vessel, Kai?" he asked, his voice tight. "You make it look so easy." Su Kai smiled, a kindness in his eyes that didn't hide his loneliness. "The market's been good, Howren. You're doing well too." Lee Howren forced a bitter laugh. "Solid. Compared to you, it's pocket change." "One day, Kai. One day I'll look down from a higher floor." Su Kai's gaze softened. "I hope you do, my friend." What Lee Howren never knew was that his success wasn't entirely his own. Late at night, in the quiet of his office, Su Kai would sit and review files from Howren Maritime. With a sigh, he'd pick up a red pen and approve yet another large purchase order. Funneling business from his own company to his friends, he'd open a drawer filled with identical approved orders, a secret testament to his support. He knew Lee Howren's pride was too great to ever accept a handout. This way, his friend could believe he was building his empire all by himself. But that friendship was a fragile illusion, and it was about to shatter. One morning, the world came crashing down. Reporters swarmed the entrance of Su Global HQ like vultures. News tickers flashed the word that spelled his doom: bankruptcy. As Su Kai walked out of the building, his face pale but his shoulders defiantly straight, a sleek limousine pulled up. Lee Howren stepped out, a venomous, triumphant smirk twisting his features. Their eyes met across the chaotic sea of cameras and microphones. In that single, horrifying moment, Su Kai understood everything. The betrayal was absolute. Walking past him, Lee Howren whispered, his voice dripping with poison, "The view from the top is mine now, old friend." Su Kai didn't respond. He just walked away, feeling the shell of his life, his company, and his friendship crumble into dust with every single step. The fall was swift and brutal. Su Kai found himself in a tiny, dingy apartment, the rain streaking down the single grimy window like tears. He sat on a bare mattress, a cheap beer in his hand, staring at the cracked screen of his phone. It was a picture from their university, Daism, and a laughing Lee Howren, so full of hope and promise. A single tear traced a path down his cheek, but he didn't sob. The silence in the room was suffocating, broken only by the sound of his own whispered despair. Nothing left, no company, no friend. In the darkness of his despair, a memory surfaced, flickering like a candle in the wind. He was a boy again, a scrawny, determined orphan at a rundown orphanage. It was raining then too. His small hands were bleeding as he stubbornly mended a broken fence, refusing to cry, refusing to give up. A car had pulled up, and an elegant, kind-eyed man, Mr. Su, had watched him. He saw not a pitiful child, but a spirit of pure, unyielding will. The old man knelt, offering a hand to the boy. "Such a strong will," he'd said. "What is your name?" The boy had mumbled. "Just Kai, sir." Mr. Su had smiled warmly. "A good name, but it needs weight. From today, how about you carry my name? Will you be my son, Su Kai?" The memory faded, but its fire remained. Back in the cold, dark apartment, Su Kai's tear-filled eyes sharpened. The helpless sadness was burned away, replaced by a familiar, raw determination that had been forged in the hardship of his childhood. An ember of gold seemed to ignite in his irises. He crushed the empty beer can in his fist, his grip like iron. His reflection in the dark window showed not a broken air, but the relentless orphan boy who had been given a second chance once before. He had started with nothing. He could do it again. "I had nothing once before," he said, his voice no longer a whisper, but a vow. "I built from nothing once before." The climb back began immediately. Dressed in a cheap, ill-fitting suit, Su Kai pitched his new ideas to bored investors in bland, soulless offices. The first meeting ended with a rejection letter slid coldly across the table. He didn't falter. He went to the library, surrounding himself with mountains of books, refining his business plan on a second-hand laptop until the early hours of the morning. Dark circles formed under his eyes, but his gaze remained laser-focused. Another pitch, another rejection. He didn't slump. He just took notes, his jaw set with grim resolve. A third rejection followed. This time, he stood, bowed respectfully, and walked out. Outside, He allowed himself one brief moment of clenched fist frustration before straightening his tie and moving forward. Each failure was not an end, but a lesson. His persistence finally led him to the luxurious conference room of Tianlong Investments. More polished now, but still in an off-the-rack suit that couldn't hide his burning ambition, he delivered his pitch. His idea was brilliant, merging sustainable technology with logistics vision for the future. At the head of the table, the sharp, intelligent heiress Yoon Mei listened. Her analytical gaze went past his cheap suit, focusing on the earnest conviction in his eyes and the undeniable strength of his data. When he finished, she leaned forward, a small, interested smile playing on her lips. "Your figures are conservative," she stated. "Your model could be 20% more aggressive. Why wasn't it?" Sukai met her gaze without hesitation. "Because I built it to last," he replied, his voice steady, "not just to impress for one quarter." In that moment, Yoon Mei saw not a failed CEO, but a founder with integrity. She saw a partner. With Yoon Mei's backing, Sukai's ascent was meteoric, but this time, it was built on a foundation of true partnership and love. He and Yoon Mei became inseparable, walking through shipyards with blueprints, their dreams intertwined. Their quiet wedding was a celebration of a bond forged in mutual respect and admiration. Soon, their house was filled with light and laughter. As Sukai, a man who once had nothing, found himself holding his two small children, his true wealth, Yoon Mei would lean on his shoulder, a picture of contentment. He had learned a profound lesson. True wealth is never measured in vessels alone, but in the love that anchors you. And what of Lee Howren? What became of the man who reached the top by pushing his friend off the ledge? The city's rains found him too, but not in a warm home. He was a gaunt, shivering figure in a dark alleyway, huddled under a makeshift shelter, clutching a trash can lid against the relentless downpour. His suits were gone, replaced by tattered rags. His eyes, once sharp with ambition, were now hollow, filled with a regret so deep it had consumed him. A discarded newspaper, blurred by the rain, lay in the gutter. He could just make out the headline, "XU Yen Logistics tops fortune list." A choked, broken sound escaped his throat. He looked at his trembling, dirty hands. The same hands that had signed the documents to ruin his friend. The same hands that had burned his only bridge. He croaked, a bitter, self-mocking laugh escaping his lips. Alone. "I'm finally on the highest floor." He let the newspaper go, watching it dissolve into the filth. The story ends on two different horizons. On the deck of a new, state-of-the-art, eco-friendly ship named Phoenix, Sukai stands with his family, his expression peaceful and strong as he looks towards the future. He has risen from the ashes, stronger and wiser than before. Miles away, in a forgotten alley, Lee Howren is a tiny, curled figure in the darkness. The pouring rain washes over him, indistinguishable from his tears. As the glowing lights of the city, he sacrificed everything for shine far, far above, forever out of his reach. He had reached the top, only to find it was the loneliest, coldest place in the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story of revenge and redemption, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible tales. See you next time.